You ever see a brand, a logo, that's just always been there, and then one day, poof, it's gone? Well, that's exactly what just happened with one of the biggest names in digital finance. So let's get into it. This is the story of a huge identity shift. For years, this is the face millions of people saw. The Tinkoff name, with that very detailed, very classic-looking coat of arms logo. You know, it was pretty distinctive, super recognizable, and it gave this modern digital bank a kind of traditional, established feel. It really defined an entire era for them. And that's the million-dollar question, right? Why would a company with a brand that strong, a logo that recognizable, just decide to get rid of it? That is not a decision you make on a whim, and trust me, the reason why tells a much, much bigger story. And that story kicks off with a change that seems almost too simple. We're moving away from a full personal name to just a single letter. This is where you can really see the transformation begin. Okay, so here it is, from Tinkoff Bank to T-Bank. It looks simple, right? But don't let that fool you. This is a massive move away from a brand built around a founder's name to something way more universal, more abstract. This is so much more than a new logo. It's a total reboot of the company's entire identity. And to really get it, we've got to go back to the beginning. So, let's rewind the clock. Before this company was a household name, it was a total disruptor. I mean, it was built on an idea that was pretty revolutionary at the time. A bank with not a single physical branch. This timeline really lays it all out. They started way back in 2006 with that wild, all-remote idea. Then by 2015, they became the Tinkoff brand we all got to know. Fast forward to 2021, and they're so huge they're officially labeled systemically important. Each one of these steps was a major evolution, and it all leads directly to this big pivot to T-Bank in 2024. Okay, so here's the absolute crucial point. The company that started in 2006 is not the same company we're talking about today. The name change isn't just for looks, it signals a massive change under the hood. They're not just a bank anymore. Really, they're a tech company that also happens to do banking. And the key to unlocking all of this is understanding this idea of a financial ecosystem. Just think of it like a super app. It's one single place on your phone where you can handle your money, sure, but also your stock investments, your insurance, your cell phone plan, and even book your next vacation. It's all connected in one spot.
So what's running this whole ecosystem? Pure tech. We're talking about AI and machine learning being baked into basically everything they do. They're using these super powerful microservices to catch fraud as it happens, in real time. They're even building their own large language models. You know, the same kind of tech that powers things like ChatGPT. Yeah, this is not your typical bank.
Now, that all sounds really impressive, but does it actually translate into success? Are people really buying into this whole ecosystem thing? Well, let's just say the numbers tell a very, very clear story. Let's take a look.
All right, first up, total customers. We are talking about a staggering 52.8 million people. To put it mildly, that is an incredible scale. It just shows you how wide their net has been cast.
But here's the number that really shows you the power of this ecosystem model. 34 million of those customers are active every single month. That's not just people with an account sitting dormant. That's deep, consistent engagement. People aren't just using this for a savings account, they're living their financial lives inside this app. And if you want to really understand their market share, this quote from the company's management says it all. 1 in 2 working-age residents of Russia use our ecosystem products. Just think about that for a second. That is a level of integration into daily life that most companies can only dream of. Which brings us right back to our original question. Why the change? It's because the old name, Tinkoff Bank, and that coat of arms logo, they just screamed bank. But the company had ballooned into this whole universe of connected services. They needed a new symbol, a simpler one, to tie that whole universe together.
And that new symbol is the letter T. It's simple, it's modern, and you can stick it in front of anything. It's not about a bank anymore. It's about a whole family of products all living under one simple brand. This is a brand designed for a tech ecosystem, not just a bank. I mean, just look at the sheer breadth of what they're doing. On the left, for regular people like you and me, you've got everything from banking and investing to T-Mobile and booking travel. And then on the right, for businesses, they're doing everything from corporate accounts to payment processing and e-commerce stuff. The single letter T has to cover all of that, and it does the job perfectly. So all of this leaves us with one final, pretty big thought. The story of T-Bank isn't just about one company's new logo. It's kind of a preview of the future of finance. And it makes you wonder, what happens when that line between being a bank and being a tech company just completely vanishes? What does that world look like? It's definitely something to think about.